I thank God for my life. I thank God where I found myself today. Though my husband is not here with me, I thank God I'm able to stand on my feet. I appreciate God that whatever it is that I've been through in these few months after my incident, the God I serve has always been at the center of it. And then I thank God because God did not allow me to give up on life despite the storm. And that is why I can be here today to share my story with the world. I am that girl. I am that girl that fell in love with the man of my heart some 20 years ago. It was tough because of the religion differences. For many years we were still like, it cannot work, it can work. It cannot work, it can work. Ọmọdé ló ń ṣe wá. But after some times, we identified that we are meant for each other and we settled for each other. We got married. We started building our own families with so many dreams and hope. We were together for close to 10 years before life happens. Yes, life happens. The reason why I'm making this video is for people to know that for now, at present, Nigerian government has got nothing to offer. Yes. For now, at present, I repeat, Nigerian government has got nothing to offer the citizens. Let me put it that way. And this is my story. On the 17th of September last year, I woke up in the morning beside my husband as Mrs. Adeyinka Adelodun. He woke up before me. As usual, we prepared ourselves. The children were not going to school. And then we left for work in the morning. And we spoke throughout the day. He called me. Normally, that is our normal daily routine. At least we will talk like 15 times, 20 times. From morning till night before we later meet at home. So I can't really count how many times we spoke that because there was an issue I was handling and he was calling me to update him about the issue. And in the night, he called me if I was already on my way home, and I told him yes, I was already on my way home. And he said okay, he's on his way home as well. We were still talking till I got to Ikeja, till he got to Iyanakwaja. And boom, suddenly I called his number, he didn't pick. And after some time, someone used the number to call me and told me the owner of this phone had an accident, they had so place. From where I was to get to where he was just like 5 minutes drive. I got there and I met him lying down flat. Not dead, but long gone in coma. Some good Samaritan rescued him from the spot of the accident because no vehicle waited to carry him. They had to use wheelbarrow to convey my husband from the spot of the accident to the nearest hospital, which was where I met him. When I got there, I saw him. I was devastated. I was crying. I was shouting. I was praying. I didn't know what to do. I paid for ambulance from the private hospital because they told me they couldn't handle it. The ambulance took him to General Hospital, Ile-Epo. We got to Ile-Epo. They said there was no bed, and this kind of cases will be better attended to at Ikeja, which is Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUT at Ikeja. We faced the place. We got there. They said there is no bed that night. Then I had to come down from the vehicle. I met with the doctor on the counter at surgical emergency unit. I told the doctor, I said, please help my husband. Help him. He needs help. Then the doctor looked at me and said, okay, we'll see what we can do. They told me to go for CT scan of his head. We took him there. We did the CT scan. Before we came back, they made a bed available for him. And they took him in at surgical emergency units at LASUT. And after some minutes, some nurses came. Then I normally heard about coma, watch it in film. I've never experienced it, so I was just thinking probably he fainted. I never knew he was in coma. So some nurses came, they fixed drip, and they gave him, they started attending there. They just checked him, and they said the doctor that will attend to him will come in the morning. And I was like, why will doctor come in the morning? Then the doctor on duty told me that they are going to fix oxygen for him. What he needs now is oxygen. I said, okay. They fixed the oxygen, which is this normal rubber 2 oxygen. They put it for him. And they told us to wait for a consultant that will come and check on him. This accident happened around 10 in the night. I got to LASUT around past 12. To 12, sorry. And they started attending to him around past 1, just to fix drip, put him on some things, like they put pampers on him and all that in case he wants to suffocate. And later on they fixed oxygen. Then I walked up to the doctor and asked, what happened to my husband? He said, then what's the nature of the accident? I said, it was an accident on the expressway, and according to eyewitness, I was not there. He has not opened his eyes since the accident. Then she said probably it was an head injury, that when the CT scan come out, we will see. That very night, we got the CT scan results. Within 1 hour, it was out. We collected it. We took it there. And there was no doctor to check the CT scan. My husband was there from that midnight till 4 p.m. No doctor checked on him. You see, this video is difficult for me, but I'm going to try as much as possible because I want to be very detailed. I'm trying to arrive at a conclusion. This is not a joke. This is a true life story. This is my story. I met with the doctor again and I was like, this is 4 p.m. My husband has not opened his eye. And you are telling me, consultant, when will this consultant come? We don't know. The consultant can come at any time. Any moment from now. That was the way she put it, the lady doctor. Then I said, okay, no problem. I kept on praying. My children were there with me. I was holding them tight because I didn't know where the whole thing will end. Then, around 5:30, a consultant came. I saw it on his chest, neurologist. I knew someone that was supposed to check my husband was supposed to be a neurologist. He came and checked everyone beside my husband and left my husband, and he was going. Then I walked up to him. I said, "Yes, sir. You didn't check my husband. They said we are to wait for you. We've been here since midnight." He said nobody brought his file to me. I never knew in a government hospital I'm supposed to be the one to go and carry file that they opened and kept on their own to meet a consultant. Then he walked out on me. Then I was angry and I started screaming. Then someone went to meet him and talk with him. Then he came back and checked him, and he just told me carelessly, "Madam, I cannot promise you anything. This kind of cases is either 90-10. So I cannot promise you anything. And except to give him the best treatment." I can't remember because I was not in the right state of mind. But everything the doctor said that very day rings bell in my head every day. Then I said, "Doctor, how do I give him the best treatment? I've brought my husband to the best hospital as far as Lagos State is concerned." He said, "Then you either take him to ICU or you take him to CCU. At ICU, you deposit 150,000, then they will be giving you your bill per day so that you can be paying. And at CCU, you deposit 550,000 or 700,000. Then, as your bill is going, you keep paying. And I can assure you, at that place, they can give him the best treatment he needs. If God says he's going to survive, because no doctor can promise you anything." And at that minute, it dawned on me whether I was going to lose my husband, whether he was going to stay alive. Then, I settled for the most expensive option, just to keep him alive. We settled for CCU. We started running around for money because we didn't plan for that. We were still running around till like 7 p.m. because he told me around past 5. At 7 p.m. we were ready to put him there, make the deposit and put him there so that they can commence treatment. We got there, they sent us out. Until we were able to contact one doctor that know one doctor that know one doctor. On top our money. If it had been Buhari's son they brought, they won't even wait for deposits. If it had been Tinubu's son they brought, they will not even wait for deposits before they commence treatment. They will start treatment immediately. Then the doctor that we know that know another doctor that know another doctor that know somebody at the CCU connected us. Then they finally took my husband in. We settled in to the CCU around 9 p.m. that night on the 18th of September 2019. And when we got there, they fixed a better oxygen. They fixed they commenced treatment because they didn't allow me to stay with him. They told me to go home and come back the following morning. When I came back the following morning, someone at the reception told me, "Go and check your account too. Don't say because you deposited also amounts. By the time you get there, now that money must have finished." And the running cost for that first day is above 200,000 naira out of the money we deposited. He was not on ventilator. Then I asked them, "What is this?" So they said they charge for this, they charge for that. I was not even after the charges. I was after my husband coming back to life, hale and healthy. The following day, the bill kept increasing each day. Then outside this, we will still need to go and buy drugs. Outside the money we've paid, we'll buy drugs, we'll with that, and after like 3 days, we needed to deposit another money. I don't want to start quoting figures. I'm not making this video to tell the world how much we spent so far when my husband was there. I'm making this video for Nigerian people to know that our government, even as at now, they are not ready for us. They are only ready for themselves. And that is the more reason we have to be ready for ourselves. The bills kept increasing. After 5 days, they placed my husband on ventilator. I got there that morning. I met him, not moving, not doing anything. The way I left him the previous day, he was still breathing. If I hold his hand, he will still squeeze my hand. And at that minute, I knew his condition has become more critical. And I walked up to a doctor. I said, what happened to my husband? Why did you put him on ventilation? Because she was a consultant. She assured me, no, don't worry, I have hope. He's going to wake up. We have handled many cases, even more worse, even more this, even more that. Then I start to pray, God, provide money for my husband not to be taken off ventilator. Because as at that time, the only thing that matters to me was for him to come back to life. Even if I have to sell my life, even if I have to lose everything I have in this world, only if the ventilator can bring him back, I was willing to do anything. I asked the doctor again, I said, Ma, are you sure my husband is still okay? She said yes. After 2 days, they called me. They said organs failure, he's having heart attack, this and that. I want to try as much as possible not to cry in this video, because that is not my mission. I told them, I said, I've Googled, I've watched on YouTube, I've seen people more worse that even went through too many surgeries and they came back to life. My husband will make it. The doctor said, okay, so we should continue. I said, continue. After 2 days, they called me, which made it 10 days. They said, then we have tried all our possible best. The state he is now. He cannot come back. They gave me the Glasgow scale. This, that. And I look at them, I said, my husband will come back. We got there the following day. They called me in the morning. They said, he's no longer breathing. I said, leave the ventilator. When he's strong enough, he will start breathing by himself. So if it was by my faith, my husband could have come back. But God had another plans entirely. At the end of that day, around 3 p.m., they called me in again with some family members, and they told me he's gone. And I didn't believe. I said, let me go and pray for him. And I went there. I started praying for him. And my brother-in-law walked up to me and looked at me straight in the eye and said, Yinka, Brother Bolaji is gone. And at that very minute, I had to accept. So, the essence of my story, my husband is dead today. Whose fault? Coronavirus is killing people all over the world. And now it's in Nigeria. And if people start to die the way people die in America, or coronavirus start to attack the way it has attacked in America, how many people can afford to pay close to 500,000 naira bill per day in order to get oxygen? How many of us in this country can be able to afford some serious hard medicine to cure some things in our body system? How many of us? If even in a government hospital that is meant to be free, they have advanced private hospital where they make people pay millions of naira, knowing fully that their patient is even dead. Taking money from people, knowing fully that the patient is gone. Because I can tell you categorically, my husband died before they put him on ventilator. It's not a matter of probability. I saw it myself. While he was on ventilator, there was no pulse. But I refused to look at that because all I want was for him to come back. I refused to accept that he's gone and tell them, stop deceiving me, he's gone. Because I wanted him to come back and because I know God can still do miracle. In a nutshell, Nigerian health sector is a zero. If within 8th of March to 17th of April, 32,000 human beings have died in America. If this pandemic struck in Nigeria, what do we have? What facility do we have to sustain us? Is it the facility that they are selling to people at exorbitant amounts? Is it the facility that is meant to be free that we are paying for? I have told one or two people, I said my husband is gone today. It is the government fault. He could have survived. Such accidents, when the victim had head injury, if there are medical attendants in place, rapid response squad, if they are in place, a victim of motorcycle accident that already had head injury is meant to leave the spot in an helicopter with oxygen already running through his nose. Because what they needed was oxygen. My husband is dead today. Whose fault? Nigerian government. Because the accident that killed my husband was caused by a pothole on an highway. Not just an highway, a federal highway connecting two states. I don't know what a pothole is supposed to be doing on a federal highway. I've been to some advanced countries. I've never seen that there. My husband died today. Whose fault? Government fault. Because they were so myopic to have allowed some set of people to call themselves all right in order for elites like us to have trust in them and trusting our lives in their hand, not knowing government will not put proper checkup in place. Because if there was nothing like all right, if there was nothing like Gokada that we can request online, I would believe that yes, these people, they are well trained. My husband will never take a ride on the highway. I would love to put everything in God's hand. Like, that is the way God wants it. I've decided to step forward. I've decided to move forward. But the conscience is telling me, you have to let people know they are not safe. Nigerians, we are not safe. I was able to transfer my husband from their emergency surgical unit to the critical care unit where we paid bill in millions. What about the people that could not afford that? What if there was no help from anywhere for me to be able to afford that? Nobody planned for accidents. That very night after my husband, they brought another 4 victims. 2 of them brought in dead. The same motorcycle accident. The other 2, they rejected them. That there is no bed in a government hospital. Their fates, only God knows. I spent 11 days in that environment, and so many people died, including my husband, because of doctors and nurses' carelessness, because of Nigerian government carelessness. Now tell me, if COVID-19 strikes the way it is in America, Nigerian medical sector cannot contain it. I cannot blame those doctors. They now pay them by percentage of what they make. That is what they do at CCU and ICU. The money the doctors make, that is what they are using to pay them. And at that ratio, they will pay them. And that is why they are looking to extort money, take money from people. Even when they know their patients are long gone, they are dead, they will still keep them, deceiving the family members. This video can go anywhere. Do you even know what it means for you to lose your best friend? The only person you could tell anything without thinking twice, whether it will stay between 2 of you or not. Because you know it will definitely stay between the 2 of you. Do you know what it means for me to come online to do this video? Do you know what it means for me to take care of 2 children that we both brought to this life with a plan that we want to take care of them? Do you know what it means for me? Do you know what it means for so many women out there that have lost their loved ones just because of government carelessness? I am not blaming anybody. I am not trying to pass any blame to governments. People will go to school and graduate with good grades. They won't get job. Everyone on the street of Lagos, on the street of Nigeria, have become hustler, just like they didn't even pass through school. I am a typical example. My husband is a typical example. Do you know how many people that have lost their life just because of Nigerian government carelessness? Then I was telling someone, I said I can stand anywhere. If Buhari is standing like this, I will tell him, Buhari, you people killed my husband. You people turned me into a woman without a husband. You people turned me to a sad woman. But I was smart enough to choose happiness. Some people don't have that grace. Many people don't have the grace that I had. They wish they could, but the grace didn't come for them. I have been indoors for close to 1 month because of this pandemic. All alone by myself with my children. I have to feed them every day. And I'm doing that alone because of government carelessness. If everything had been in place, if Nigerian government, since the time of civilian, had done the right thing, a lot of this will not happen. I am not going to cry for you people to see my tears. I'm only going to spew it to your face. You cannot keep doing this to people. You can't keep doing this to people. I've seen people died because of loss of their spouse. They couldn't carry on. I've seen people run mad because of loss of a spouse. Because they could not carry on. I was able to carry on, but as a sad woman. Because my life can never be complete without my husband. It's not possible. We chose each other for a reason. Yes, his time had come, he has gone. But because of your carelessness, Nigerian government, from day one, from the first minute of his accident to the last minute, it was your fault. When Buhari's son had motorcycle accidents, you people used the government private jets to fly him out with immediate effect. And today, he's healthy, he's living, and he's fine. Which means my husband, if he had gotten such attendant, he would have been alive today, living healthy. Even if not healthy, I was ready to take care of him. I was ready for whatever outcome, as far as it is not death. God will judge you. God will judge all of you, Nigerian government. God will judge all of you. And we have been indoor for 1 month. You did not even in any of your speeches remember that there are widows indoor taking care of their children all alone by themselves. Yes, we are many, thousands of us all across the country. American government made provisions for widows. Europe government made provisions for widows. Only Nigerian case is different. A lot of people are indoor, they couldn't feed their children, they are dying in hunger. And you people are in your home, eating, filling your dining with different kind of fruits and different kind of food. God will judge you. Nigerian government, God will judge you. I refuse to accept that I am a widow from day one. But today, I stand there as a widow and I curse all of you. God will judge you if you don't make amends. God will judge you. God will judge you if you don't make provisions for Nigerian widows. God will judge you. I've met a lot of widows that have called me to send them money, to help them, to please advise them. How am I coping? How am I doing it? That I'm still happy like this. Nigerian government, if you don't do something for widows in this pandemic period, something tangible, God will judge you. Because the cause of death of so many of their spouses, you were the one that caused it. Good day.